And we're back. We're taking your questions live tonight. If you don't want to take a listen, you can email us at lawcall@wnbb.com. You can call us at 850-392-1544. It has been a long weekend, Xavier. You know, we had Mardi Gras weekend, we had a gala last night, we've had the Super Bowl. You think everybody's just kind of tired tonight and they're like ready to chill and just put it to bed?
I can definitely agree. I think people are definitely going to want to like just lay down. They finished Mardi Gras, they finished partying, they were like, we're done partying. Now we got the Super Bowl next time. And then like right after the Super Bowl actually too, the Winter Olympics as well as also happening
so people
at the same
doing
time.
that as well.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm sure that they've got their hands full. But speaking of that, then I wanted to ask some questions about you actually here.
Oh, here we go. Young man ready to.
Yes, and young man's ready to ask some questions.
All right.
I'm ready. So then, I understand, I've heard about you for quite some time actually. I've seen things you've done for years now actually. But what made you kind of get into lying in the first place? What got you so into it?
Goes back a long way, Xavier. Lawyers, I found out early on in my life, solve problems.
Yeah.
And my mother had a lawyer that, going through the divorce with my father, he was very helpful to a certain degree, but then, we had child support issues. He never paid child support and but he got the divorce, which was a big thing.
Yeah.
And he got the trailer from my father, which my full background is I lived in a trailer, it's true, and so we got the trailer in the divorce and we had to move it from Maplesville, Alabama to Bessemer, Alabama. But anyways, lawyers throughout my younger days, helped my family a little bit. My mother was involved in a car accident, very serious car accident. My mother was the type of person that she worked 2 jobs. She was a school teacher and then she was a waitress at night. And so she was involved in an accident where this dump truck hit her from behind and they tried to claim that it was her fault. And I'm going, and so we went through all that. She ended up having back surgery as a result of it, like many of my clients do. And so I had that. And when I was a junior in high school, I said, I want to be a lawyer. And I thought I wanted to be in this field called computer engineering, which was a brand new field at the time. In fact, there wasn't even a curriculum where I was going to school for computer engineering until after I graduated my senior year. So at Auburn University, you went through what's called pre-engineering program, which was a 2-year program. And then if you scored well enough, then you were invited to engineering school. I made it through all of that. So I have all my math science background. I thought I was going to be a computer engineer, but my GPA, even though for Auburn was very good in the engineering program, it was not going to be good enough for me to get into law school. So I had to switch out to, shouldn't say I had to switch out to get my GPA up because I'd already made it all the way through what they call the hardcore classes.
Hardcore classes?
No, all the calculus. 6 levels of calculus, 3 levels of physics. I was literally on the verge of building the Star Wars defense program, the thing that shoots down stuff. My professor in modern physics was actually part of the Reagan administration's Star Wars SHIELD program that started this way back in the 1980s, way before you were born.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
so that's when I was going to school. We were doing all this. And so I found a way to raise my GPA by switching over to an arts program, Bachelor of Arts program. And so I did that, and my final GPA ended up being enough where I could get into law school. But because I had to work and go through school, I had to, I took some semesters off and didn't graduate precisely at 4 years. It was 4 years and another semester. And so I took a year off, started out doing something that I thought would pay my way through law school. I did some financial services work. Yeah. I had licenses and financial services, a Series 6 and 63 license, which is mutual funds and stocks. And then realized I hated that profession, and I was using it. I was using it to go to law school, save up money and go to law school. And I said, "The heck with it! I'll just go to law school." And I actually wrote 36 resumes out, or sent 36 resumes out, and only got 1 call back, and it ended up being the best call ever. It was rather eccentric. My early career as working in a law office, I told the guy, I said, "Look, I will clean the floors, I will run the copy machine, I'll do whatever it takes."
Took the opportunity.
Just get me in the law firm.
Yeah.
Okay. And it come to find out it was a trial law firm, and I didn't know at the time how big of a trial law firm it was or what they did, but soon knew that. And within 2 weeks, I was in my first trial. And after that, it's just kind of been, as they say, the rest is history. Yada, 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 here I am. No, it's a lot of history in between there. But before I even went to law school, I'd been in almost 25 jury trials.
Oh, wow.
And as a trial lawyer's assistant, I took an extra course before I went to law school on how to do legal research. And so I actually won, or helped to win, one of the cases. I wasn't allowed to talk in front of a jury, but I could talk while the judge was out, or excuse me, while the jury was out, and so they let me argue something, and I got one of the very big cases in Birmingham. We got 3 out of the 4 charges dismissed. It was a criminal law firm.
Oh, wow.
And then the jury got the remaining charge, and they found him not guilty. So that was kind of a real big deal, and I remember that. In fact, I've got my reward for it was a nice portfolio where you put your writing paper in.
Yeah.
I still have that to this day. It was just something to remember it by. But as we were leaving the courthouse, I got called a lawyer in the newspaper, in the Birmingham News, and the other lawyer who was actually working on the case got a little upset because I hadn't even been to law school yet then.